Hi, good day guys, and welcome to part 2 of Monopoly Madness. Okay, so today we're going to be doing a question dedicated to the Mediterranean Avenue. This is the second question in the AdMath series. Okay guys, so let's get started. Okay, let me just position this camera here and let's get started. Alright, so let me just make sure the camera is on the correct setting. Alright, sorry about this guys. Okay, alright, everything seems to be in order. Okay, so and today's question is actually going to be a coordinate geometry question. So that's the question I want to concentrate on today. Now, there's a couple things you need to do this question properly. First of all, a quadratic equation. At this point in time, you should be able to solve a quadratic equation using this formula. If you cannot, not a problem. All you need to do is go to YouTube, type in I love lessons in the search window, space and quadratics, and you will see my videos coming up on how to solve a simultaneous equation using the quadratic formula. Alright, so let's have, and remember, it's a gradual process guys, okay? 0 to hero doesn't happen in one video. It's a gradual build up and it takes a lot of effort, okay? So I want to remind everybody that doing these series of videos alone will not make you pass your AdMath exam. This is supplemental stuff to help you with stuff you did in school or that you did in lessons. Okay guys, so let's get started. Here's the question. You have a line 3x plus 4y equal to 15. So this is a straight line. And you have a curve, 2xy is equal to 9. And they are telling you that the curve and the straight line meet at 2 points, A and B. Guess what we have to do in part 1? We have to find the coordinates of A and B. So this is really a simultaneous equation in disguise, okay? Anytime you're trying to figure out where two graphs meet or two equations, a line and a curve, you're really trying to solve it simultaneously. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to use the substitution method. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to choose this equation here. The 3x plus 4y is equal to 15. And I am going to make y the subject. To make y the subject, I throw across positive 3x to get my minus 3x, and the 4 is a multiply, so it becomes a divide. Now remember, we have one big divide sign here, so this means the 15 gets divided by the 4 and the 3x gets divided by the 4. So we divide both of them by 4 to get this equation. So when we make y the subject and we simplify it, we get y is equal to 3.75 minus 0.75 x. Okay, so I just need to pull this around here. Sorry about that. So what I just simply did was make who the subject? Y. I threw across positive 3x to get minus 3x, and I divided everyone by the 4 and we simplified it. So when we make y the subject, we got y is equal to 3.75 minus 0.75x. This means y has the same equivalent value as this expression. So wherever I see a y, I can gladly throw it away and replace it with this expression here. Okay guys? So let's go to the equation of the curve. 2xy is equal to 9. But look at it. We have a y here. We can throw away this y and replace it with this expression. And that is exactly what I did in the next line. 2x, and we throw away the y, and in brackets, you have to make sure and put the brackets. I threw away the y and replaced it with this expression. I substituted, hence the name of the method of solving the simultaneous equation, substitution. And then I put the equal to 9. So then I take my time and multiply every one inside here by 2x. 2x by 3.75 is 7.5x. 2x by 0.75x is 1.5x squared is equal to 9. This here is a quadratic equation. But when we solve in a quadratic equation, one side has to be equal to 0. So what I did, I threw across these two guys on the other side. So I ended up, well, the minus 1.5x squared became positive. The positive 7.5x, when I threw him across, became minus 7.5x. And well, the plus 9 was already on this side. So, well, the 0 already supposed to be on this side because I threw everybody on that side. Okay? But it doesn't matter which side I put the 0. The point is, one side is now equal to 0, and now I can identify A, B, and C. A is 1.5, B is the number touching X, B is minus 7.5, and C is positive 9. Okay, so when we solve this quadratic using the quadratic formula, right, we're going to get two answers for X. The two answers are 2 and 3. So for point coordinates A and B, we know that the X coordinates are 2 and 3. We just need to find the Y coordinates now. So this is the X, the two X coordinates, we need the Y coordinates. How did I get these two numbers here? All we had to do was go back to this equation and pretend X is 2. So we replace this X with 2, 2 multiplied by 0.75, and we minused it from 3.75. And we got 2.25. Then to get this value of Y here, all I had to do was go back to the same equation and replace X with 3. 3 multiplied by 0.75 and minus it from 3.75. And we would have gotten 1.5. So part 1 is finished. We have the coordinates of A and B. 2, they want to know the distance between A and B now, which means we have to use the distance formula. All right, there's a lot of breeze here on this main road. All right, so I'm going to cover this, right? We want to find the distance AB. All right, so let's go to the distance formula. This is a formula that you should have gotten in school. All right, so it's y2 minus y1 squared plus x2 minus x1 squared. You notice it's in brackets, and this big square root sign, you the square root last. So the first point, let's call it x1 and y1, and the next point, let's call it x2 and y2. We go and substitute in the values. Look, y2 is here, y1 is here. x2 is how much? 3. And x1 is what? 2. So let's work out the brackets. When you work this out, you will get minus 0.75 squared plus 3 minus 2 is 1 squared. So when you work this out, remember when you square anything in the world, you just get a positive number. So when you work this out and you square root the answer last, I bet you will get this answer, 1.25. So the distance between A and B is 1.25 units. Okay guys, so this was a coordinate geometry question. And guys, when you're watching this video, just don't watch it and make notes, right? And when you're making your notes, take pride in your notes, right? Make sure it's neat, right? Develop that habit. All right, so guys, this was part 2 in the series, and this was which one? Mediterranean Avenue. That's the second one. In my next video, we're going to do a question dedicated to the first community chest. And soon, guys, before you know it, we're going to be we would have traveled all the way around the Monopoly board. All right, guys. So see you for the next episode. And I hope that you're enjoying this series of videos. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and tell everyone about it as much as possible. Take care, guys. Have a good one.